Welcome to another episode of The Code Breakers. This week, we are going in depth to talk about Black Friday. Is Black Friday a meme, or is Black Friday something more? Basically, David Wells is going to be my cohort this week. And let me turn off the music.
We will be doing some cohorting, apparently.
Yes, some cohort.
Very excited. You killed your own audio when you killed the music, sir.
I should still be there.
Now you are.
Yeah. I probably should put that not behind me. It'd be easier to manage if it was anyway. All right. So here we are, live coming to you. Love to hear your input, your thoughts as we move through this, and we will be sharing those up on screen. So let's get active and let's talk about this. I don't know. I've never done Black Friday. This whole thing is completely ridiculous to me. But
well, that answers our first question from Kristen Drysdale. How many Black Fridays have the two of you participated in? I used to do retail, so I participated in a couple, but not on, well, I don't know. It was probably the safer end of the spectrum. I was an overnight. I didn't have to deal with getting through the front doors, so but
that's
can
better.
Be pretty messy.
Yeah, the whole thing seems to be really messy. In fact, do we want to play one of those videos that we brought up in the comments?
I think we should.
Do you want to play that one that I shared that you liked, or the one that you shared?
The one that I did.
Huh?
The one that I shared, because to me, I think that since somebody lost their life as a direct result of people shopping, that we should draw some attention to that sacrifice.
So as we watch this video, my mic isn't going to be working. I'm going dead personally, not like dying dead on my mic.
This was from 2008, I believe. I don't know that we've had any trampling deaths since, but...
This story now from the opposite side of the country on Long Island, New York. That is where a Walmart worker has died after the doors opened for early morning sales about 5 a.m. local time. The victim has just been identified as a 34-year-old man, Dimitai Damore. He is from Jamaica, Queens. And WNBC's Greg Sergel filed this report just in the last hour with us.
Well, we're still waiting for the identification of the 34-year-old part-time sales clerk who was killed here at this Walmart. Police say what happened here this morning was utter chaos. They call it a stampede. It was about 2,000 people lining up outside the store just before 5 o'clock this morning when the store was supposed to open. Some of the folks were chanting, "Open up, open up," but apparently the crew of the store didn't open the doors fast enough, and at one point the crowd surged forward and literally pushed down the huge glass and aluminum doors. The doors knocked down this 34-year-old sales clerk, and while he lay on the ground, as you said, hundreds of people trampled over him. Some of his colleagues on the staff of Walmart rushed to his aid, but even they were getting knocked around by the crowd. And the final insult of all of this, when police arrived on the scene and were trying to administer CPR to this man, they too were getting knocked around by the crowd that was surging in to try and get the sales that were happening at that early point in the day. The 34-year-old man later died. His cause of death is unclear at this point. Police are saying that he was trampled, but they're not saying whether or not that was the cause of his death. About a dozen other people were also knocked to the ground in this chaos, including a 28-year-old pregnant woman, 8 months pregnant. Luckily, though, neither she or any of the other folks were seriously hurt. The store actually reopened a little after noon this afternoon, and it's business as usual there. But the shoppers that we spoke to after this happened were just appalled by the reactions of the crowds trying to get in there to save a few bucks.
Yeah, I mean, I'm rendered speechless, which, as you know, Greg, knowing me, that is a very hard thing to do. I cannot believe the barbaric nature of this. It is disgusting. It is humiliating for those people who were there. It is just so incredibly callous. Has anybody come forward and describe themselves as being an eyewitness to this event, which would be also someone who was part of that surge that just left a man dying?
We spoke to a couple of women here on the scene who said they were in the line, but when they saw what was happening, they ran. They ran for cover. But another great sadness in this whole story, while this man lay on the ground with police trying to aid him, shopping continued inside the store, and people later on were carrying...
You know, I got to say something here. What is so interesting with this guy wrapping tape around that tree? That's the 4th time they've played that segment.
Well, that was the morning of the incident, so they probably didn't have a whole lot of footage to use.
Probably not. You want me to finish playing that, or
no, in the first minute.
Okay.
But I'm good. Just, you know, someone lost their life to this, and I think it's worth noting. That's why I like to associate when people. For me, the zombie apocalypse and Black Friday go hand in hand, because mindless consumption is on display, and that's how bad it can get.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, we got Ammon Johns. Well, this should be interesting. A view from England on this whole thing. Hey, Ammon. Also, shout out, we got Hart is here, and Nicole Levesque is here. Nicole says this. Let's go ahead and touch on this one. I don't get this Black Friday thing. I even had to look it up online to answer questions for my daughter this week. What is the history behind it, and why would buying stuff be more important on this one day? Well,
I looked into some of the origins, and the first reference, according to Snopes, is where I found it, is like the first people to call it Black Friday were employers, because workers called in sick so much on the Friday after Thanksgiving that it was like the Black Plague. And from there, they picked it up from Philadelphia. The police started referring to it as Black Friday because of they all had to work 12-hour shifts to cover the traffic and incidents of the shopping. So the shopping came before the name.
Oh, that's interesting. Because I had heard that the name came from something different altogether, which was from the corporate side of things, this being the day in which retail businesses go into the black, and from that day until Christmas, theoretically, everything is pretty much profit.
Yeah, that was the first thing I had ever heard about it as well. But
that one sounds like it might be corporate America trying to make something good out of something bad, just a spin.
Could be. It never made sense to me that they would get into the black by lowering their prices so much, but you know, once they're in the stores, right?
It's more of a comment on, you know, there's so much overhead, so much expense, and then once they get to that day, they've been through all those expenses, and basically everything they sell, whether it's on sale or not on sale, is 100% going to the bottom line as profit. Kind of like, you know, there's a day where we kind of celebrate the fact that our taxes are finally paid. It's like April or May. It's not the 15th of April, tax day in America, but there is a particular day, and you'll always see it show up on social media. You know, okay, we've pretty much all paid our taxes this year, now everything else goes to us. Well, that's not really what happens. It's just a way of
making people to spend money.
Yeah, exactly. So Ammon chimed in on this here. Ammon says, Nicole Levesque, it comes from having a sale to clear the excess stock stores had after Thanksgiving. In Europe, where we don't celebrate Thanksgiving, we have the same thing as the after Christmas sale, January sales. Yeah, and you know, growing up in Canada, and Ammon and I have talked about this as we've been preparing for this show. We had our big day was Boxing Day, and that's the day after Christmas, and that's when all the big sales were. I grew up thinking that Boxing Day was the day that you boxed up all your gifts and you took them back to the store, the ones you didn't like. But we're not doing Boxing Day today, so.
No. I wanted to bring in this one from Hart because it starts to approach the mimetic angle. I never go out shopping on Black Friday, but for some of my friends, it's an annual ritual. Mm-hmm. Ritual and tradition they help maintain the mimetic spread of something. And the trigger for this particular one is probably going to be opportunity. But that would be true of any sale. But I think the reinforcement of tradition, and I also want to say that I think in America, at least, Thanksgiving and Christmas both back this one up because it hinges, basically, you do your Christmas shopping the day after Thanksgiving. Yeah. So it's like a 3-tradition whammy as far as maintaining the spread and infestation. And I think for some people, going shopping on Black Friday is part of being an American.
Well, that's twisted and sick.
There are lots of twisted and anyway, yeah.
So actually, there's I've brought up some meme pictures. You got to see them beforehand, but I want to touch on a couple of them here really quick. So this one I thought was really funny because we did a whole show on this particular meme. Brace yourself, Black Friday is coming. But the one that I wanted to touch on is this one right here because it goes in line with your comment right now. It says Black Friday, when people trample others for cheap goods mere hours after being thankful for what they already have. I mean... Pardon, Dave?
I said indeed. And that's exactly how I personally see it.
Yeah, it's an incredible juxtaposition. Which, again, I think suggests that this may have been concocted as a marketing plan, but it has become a meme. It's too powerful to be just simply marketing. Nobody is good enough at marketing to get people to trample each other mere hours after they have, been thanking whatever for all that they have. It's ridiculous.
I like the tradition angle because people are together with their families for Thanksgiving, and I always imagine that like those that like shopping would go out together as part of an event, while other people would go hunting or do something else. As it just works itself into the Thanksgiving tradition, and it holds people together.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you think? All right, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was going to read Nicole's comment, but ask your question.
I was going to say, do you think that anyone selling a product would be foolish not to do a Black Friday sale, to not participate in the markdown, to try and take advantage of the since everybody's doing it anyway?
Okay, well, I've never been in retail. Well, I was a retail sales clerk in my teens, but that's not the level. I mean, that's something that becomes, a business decision. The way I would think from the outside is that it would be ridiculous for big box stores to back out of the Black Friday tradition. Though the flip side, I think it's really a smart move for shops that pride themselves on being local and are kind of one-offs or only a couple of them. it's probably advisable to actually stay away and make a stance, because the kind of people that tend to go to those stores are probably less likely to get engaged in the whole trampling people thing. That's just, I mean, I am totally spitballing to that answer. I have no conclusive anything.
I don't know, it's like on April Fool's Day, I like to go around and see which of my favorite sites pulled a joke. I'm not sure that it wouldn't be similar for online shopping and Black Friday. Let's go see what marked down for Black Friday.
Yeah. And, you know, that brings up a whole nother thing, which is Cyber Monday, you know. That's kind of the big day for your sales online, is the Monday after Black Friday.
I wasn't aware of that one, but I haven't been selling stuff online for a while, so.
I wasn't aware of it until I did a show on Black Friday last year, the one that was the trailer for this week's show. That's exactly where I learned about Cyber Monday. So, all right, Nicole says, thanks, Ammon Johns. I'm from Canada, and our Thanksgiving is long past. Yes, that's true. Our Thanksgiving is in October in Canada. We have Boxing Day sales after Christmas here too, but there are no rebates for the clients. It's all about the retailer making more money. Well, I have not been in Canada, and Nicole says, love the Boxing Day description, Dennis Duce. Yeah, I haven't been in Canada for a long time. I moved down here in 1991 to the States. And when I left, then Boxing Day sales and even Boxing Week sales were huge. So, Nicole, I would love to hear if that has changed in the intervening years. That would be really interesting. Okay. Okay, I got to put this one up. Cheryl says this: I'm a big fan of watching people shop like crazy, but I don't like to actually participate. So that just makes my HOA-loving mind come up with a great idea. Wouldn't it be fun to get a bunch of people at various shopping locations, all connected on an HOA with, so that we could just watch the madness from various points around the globe? Not enough time to set something like that up by this week, but it'd be fun to do next year.
I don't know. I have enough trouble trying to maintain my faith in humanity, and bearing that much witness to it might damage it irreparably.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
I like this one from Ammon. One of my clients years ago was a spa. 60% of their entire yearly turnover was made during the Christmas period. Spa treatments and memberships are often given as gifts. Holidays are big business. And I'll agree with that. Holidays are definitely big business, because there's nothing more important to show somebody you love them than to go buy them something, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Speaking of tradition, Kristen had this to say.
Yes, this one's good.
My ex-sweetie and I have kept a tradition to get all snuggly and camp out the night before at this one particular Toys R Us. We've met other parents through the years, and it's like a reunion each year. I only have the... It cuts off
keep reading it? Just leave it up there. I'll keep reading it.
Oh.
We've met others... Oh, parents through the years. It's like a reunion each year. We've even made such a thing of it that some couples will bring gallons of orange juice and cups to share with fellow shoppers. Some bring biscuits. We bring fruit and Mountain Dew. Partners just have to understand it's the one day night we get together simply as parents. Interesting. Okay.
Camping in a parking lot with the friends, right?
Yeah, you know, I've never done that, not even as a teenager camping for some great concert or movie, the next Star Wars thing. No, I had never done that. So,
Maybe we're just not hip enough.
You know, I think that's it. Yeah. Not hip enough. I'm going with that. That works for me. Where on earth did my lower third go? Holy cow. Gremlins anyway.
There it is.
All
And they
right.
took your Hangout idea and suggested that the retail stores use it as a revenue stream to broadcast the security footage.
Oh, wow.
Pay-per-view. Black Friday madness.
That'd be awesome.
Would you pay to view that, Dennis?
No,
I mean,
but
if you were guaranteed a trampling, maybe, right?
Pardon?
I said if you were guaranteed a trampling, maybe, but it's just too hit and miss. Everything might go smoothly, and then what's to watch?
Yeah, well, that's true. That's true. And you could get tramplings in multiple locations and, you know, not be able to catch both of them at the same time. That'd be a bummer. So you may miss the trampling because you don't see anything, or you may miss the trampling because you're watching another trampling. This is getting morbid.
Well, we are getting morbid, and we're joking around a lot. But if you do go shopping on Black Friday, please be safe.
Yes.
The $20, the 40%, the 90% off is probably not worth injury or death. So please be safe.
Yes, absolutely. Please be safe. So, here, I'm going to share some more memes. My favorite part of Black Friday is watching the news stories about shoppers' violence the next day. That's actually true for me. I barely ever watch the news, but that one time I do.
You watch the shop with a kill count.
Absolutely. Black Friday, where you shop with a kill count.
I shared a link before the show started to just such a website. BlackFridayDeathCount.com has.
Yes, I saw that one myself. That was.
It's up to 7 and 90 injuries, but some of the I don't know. It's questionable the ones they count, but there is a website for it if you're interested.
Yeah. So, some of those 7, I looked at that about a week and a half ago as we were preparing, and some of those 7 are, like you say, questionable. Somebody got really agitated and then went and killed somebody, but it wasn't at a shopping location, stuff like that. But there are the people, I mean, like the news feed that we showed at the beginning. That guy, without question, got killed by being trampled at the opening of the doors, that's the main time that people get trampled.
What does the whole tradition of Black Friday say about humanity as a species?
I don't know about that, but I do know this. Oh, just a sec, I gotta move it. I'm sorry, that's just too funny.
I'm curious how they got out of the car on that one.
Out the back hatch.
Must have been.
I'm going with out the back hatch. Sorry, I gotta get this back into the right place here, so. Alright.
I think Nicole answered your question. Maybe.
Ah, yes. Thank you, Nicole. In the last 10 years, there are less and less rebates for the clients. I tried to go a few times, but it's more like Cheryl Duce now in the last few years. It's gotten that there are less and less people going out on the Boxing Day. They were even wondering about keeping it going. We will find out more as we get closer and closer to the holidays. You know, quite honestly, I mean, for me, Boxing Day was the better day of the Christmas break. There's so much you're trying to cram into Christmas Day, and then you just get to truly enjoy your family without all the hype. And so I was never part of the Boxing Day sales myself, and I don't mind that started to go back. But thank you for the feedback, Nicole.
So we've taken it morbid.
We have gone morbid, yes.
We looked at the mimetic triggers a little bit, and I'll reiterate that opportunity, tradition, belonging are the cores for that. Anything else you wanted to cover for this one?
Well, we've got another video to show that just covers some stuff, so we'll hit that. And there are a couple more. This one, I don't know if you can read it or not. I brought this up because she also showed up, and there was actually nothing on Black Friday. If I'd had more time, I would have made one. But so sometimes you want to do something by yourself. No problem. I'll only watch. It's just because she's part of the whole thing. So I think that's all of these. Yeah. And the other video that I wanted to show. Go ahead and talk for a second. Talk amongst yourselves.
Well, I'll bring in the Cheryl's comment that I know so many that love to shop Black Friday, and it's more the tradition and spending time together than it is about getting the deal. So I'll agree with that.
Yeah, and there are a lot, but go ahead.
I don't know the motivation of going into like a swath of people to spend time together, but you know, if it works for you and your family, go for it, right?
Yeah, Cheryl and I have a sister-in-law. It's her brother's wife. That her and all the kids, they love to go spend Black Friday together. They go early, but always after the doors have already opened, and you know, just kind of hit it without.
After it's safe.
Yeah, when it's safe. Yeah, they're safe Black Friday shoppers. But then they come home and, you know, they'll just continue to talk about all their experiences, which it's kind of fun to hear. I've never wanted to go with them, but you know, the conversation in the mid-afternoon on Friday, anytime they do it, is really pretty fun to listen to.
Ammon asks, were there not several injuries related to the classic blue light sales too? And I'll have to say that those must have predated me, because I'm not at all familiar.
Well, here in America, the blue light special was a Kmart thing. And they literally had blue lights like the blue light on the old police cars in various locations around the store, and they'd flip those lights on and then announce over the PA system, you know, we have a blue light special, and they'd announce what it was and say where it was, and people would go running from all over the store because it was like they'd have 50 of these things at this killer price, and you know, they never pre-advertised them. You kind of had to be in the store to get the deal, but I'm sure there were tramplings.
What people will do for an opportunity.
Yeah, you know, save 10% and I'll step on my friends. All right, so I'm going to play this last video and then we'll close out, because we are starting to get close to time on the show. My audio will go dead again.
On this end, it looks like maybe more than your audio went dead for a second. There it goes.
Sales in a stampede, shoppers pushed and shoved their way through Black Friday today. The mad dash into a Walmart store knocked shoppers to the ground near Grand Rapids, Michigan at 5 in the morning. Despite several people falling to the ground, shoppers charged ahead, fixated on doorbuster deals. A 13-year-old girl helping a pregnant woman get up had to be taken away by ambulance. Another woman who was injured was taken to the hospital. Her husband blamed the store for a lack of security.
This part is just ridiculous. Watch how these people start to just... I mean, that pallet is gone in seconds.
You know, people love their crock pots.
All right, everybody, this is what it's going to take down, okay? I need the first 34 divisions to line up here in that yellow line.
I pay somebody to use their car to come down here. And you gonna tell me to be calm? You can't tell people that kind of answer. What kind of answer? Oh, please, flowers, butterflies. What am I supposed to be doing? That?
I understand your anger, but I can't use foul language with kids here, please. That's what I'm talking about. You know, we can discuss this calmly and we can come to some kind of resolution.
Okay, let's
I don't
go.
but I can't. I mean, if you're going to keep the cause of soccer feet, I'm not going to do anything for you.
Give me that camera! Give me that! Give me that!
Look at that. It's just... See, this is why I say zombie apocalypse. Right there. That's perfect.
Yeah, I think I'm probably, yeah, I really have no desire. Though I do want to point out with this video shot right here, friends don't let friends videotape vertically. Just saying. Okay. That was...
You've gotten your own audio there, Dennis.
So you missed my comment that was so funny.
I'm afraid I did.
Yeah. I said that friends don't let friends video vertically.
Oh,
on
that part.
last...
But when you killed the video, your sound went with it.
Oh. Oh, that's weird. Okay. So, yeah.
Yeah?
Literally, I'm sitting here feeling the stress from watching that last bit of footage as if I was there.
Little mirror neuron triggering going on, maybe?
Yeah, and all it's doing is teaching me that I really don't want to be there.
Oh, there you go. Ammon found an interesting part. Says the interesting part is the gamification of Black Friday, turning it into a competition of endurance with camping, a competition of speed and fitness with the rush. The winner gets a bargain, and more importantly, bragging rights.
You know, I mean, he's on to something right there. You know, a lot of times memes come from something that has been consciously or unconsciously gamified. And I think this one just grew organically. But for my sister-in-law, those are a lot of the things that, you know, that mean something to her.
Winning.
Winning. Mm-hmm.
Winning.
Winning. Anyway, that's a different meme. Okay, so next week, I think we're doing the superhero show with Phil Boyer. Let me just double check on that.
Meanwhile,
Talk amongst yourselves.
Cheryl says, having worked in retail during Black Friday, it is crazy, but you have crazy people all the time as well.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true. There are always crazy people. Yes, next week is Phil Boyer and Ammon Johns are doing superhero movies. So the whole big shift that we've seen where, you know, 10 years ago they were a small thing, now they are the blockbusters. And it's going to be an interesting show because we're going to have a pro and con. One of these people likes them and the other one not so much.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah.
Somebody doesn't like superheroes?
Somebody doesn't like superhero movies, and I'll let them explain it.
I'm glad you're saving it for next week, lest I tie them to the front door of a Walmart on Black Friday to punish them.
Yeah, I'm with you. Superhero movies are awesome, but anyway. All right, well, thank you so much for joining us, guys. Thanks for the comments and the stream questions. It's been great. I would love to hear if any of you in the audience have any ideas for things you would like us to code break. Put them in the comments here. If there's a meme that you know about that you kind of like, how did this happen? Or if there's something that you liked that didn't work out and you couldn't understand why, that'd be awesome too.
Yes, we will play with anything, won't we?
We will play with anything, but the more people that give us the input on what we should be covering, the broader the conversation, and the more we're going to be able to help people, because the idea here is to help you understand why things go viral so that you can get your content to do better. So, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys all next week.